just total, corruption, putting people on no-fly list for no reason. Just a federal government out of control. Remember all the Justice Department people and Homeland Security people that had to resign the last year? They settled the lawsuits, which means they didn't want to fight them. That women would dress up basically in dominatrix outfits and make the men grovel to them, and would make them office out of the bathrooms. Senior Homeland Security people. We're talking about deputy heads and people. Because in my experience, folks, studying history, how things work, most of these short-haired, commando woman lesbian types really aren't even lesbians. And I'm not knocking women out there. I'm not attacking you for your sexual issues. I'm talking about the type like Janet Reno or Big Sis. It's about outmanning men. And then when they get in power positions, they want A, to have sex with the men, and B, to dominate them. And that's what was alleged, and that's what they settled over. And you got all these other Homeland Security people caught trying to fly and meet people that have babies they can rape. That comes out every month or so. And senators are constantly getting caught with underage boys and not getting in trouble. I mean, it's just crazy land, folks. But remember, you don't get left alone. It's like selective anarchy. There's anarchy on the border. There's anarchy at the federal government. I saw in mainstream news, what was it, last week, about at the FDA and the EPA, they defecate and urinate in the halls. The toilets aren't broken. They just like to crap on the walls. I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's just a government completely at the federal level out of control. A few years ago, I talked about dozens of heads being chopped off in Arizona in 1 week and delivered, to the front of government buildings. And they actually had, quote, liberal media, fascist, hardcore, psych warfare, vicious media, posing as liberals, dressing trendy and going, look, I'm wearing a multicolored shirt and I have a beard and I act wimpy. That is a psy warfare cover of vicious commandos in a black op takedown. I'm not joking. They're black op commanders. These people are going to take over and put us in FEMA camps. But they learn to not wear uniforms because you see that as a threat. They've already taken over. They're going to start shutting everything down. They know what they're doing. They're into mind control, ladies and gentlemen. But you don't need a bunch of perception or historical perspectives or super smarts to look at what's going on, not just here, but all over the world under globalist management, and to see that they've created a really deviant, sick system. And we all study history to a certain extent. I mean, everybody knows famous things that have happened in history. Everybody knows, that's another cliche, but it really is true, that elites kill their own family members, marry their horses, dress up like werewolves and tear children's throats out, sacrifice children on fiery altars, bloody altars, have giant wars, make everyone worship them as God, and then become so psychopathic they commit suicide. I mean, if you study ancient corrupt societies in Rome, you name it, though, it would end up basically that if the leader or group of leaders had nuclear weapons, they would detonate them just so they could destroy the earth. In the old days, if it was Nero or it was, I forget which, a lot of the Aztec kings and Toltecs and Olmecs, they would commit suicide as well. That's what the elites do, is they kill a bunch of people and do weird stuff. I mean, everybody knows about the elites and their weird sexual proclivities that are bizarre. And believe me, the general public has no idea what goes on in Hollywood. No idea what goes on in rock and roll. I mean, people think they know what the royal family of England's into. It's so horrible, ladies and gentlemen, that I don't even want to talk about it on air. If we don't turn the corner soon, It's going to be earth-shaking. It's going to be biblical in nature. It's going to be a third of the Earth's population dead, conservatively. And that's what metrics show, not what the Bible says. The Bible does say that, but we're going to be just like the poor Latin Americans with no future, bankrupted, made poor on purpose for political control. Do you realize how rich, resource-wise, and culturally Latin America is? But they never got out from under colonialism. And we never fully did either. But our little experiment, a little bit of freedom, produced more wealth than any country ever has. And all that's going right down the crapper right now. We're losing everything because you American people, white, black, Hispanic, Asian, I don't care, wanted to watch the World Cup and the NFL and didn't give a you-know-what about the future. And so you were wide open with no political immune system, and the wolves came in. And now, if you don't wake up right now, the police, the military, the government, all of you bureaucrats, the average citizens, and get up off your giant political weak butts, you're going to get gang raped by hardcore global financial jackals that are taking down Spain, Greece, Iceland, Ireland, everything else. They will watch this country burn, dumbasses.
We're here at the Model United Nations Day, January 16th, 1998. We went in and discussed with a lot of people, a lot of issues, and saw the youth being educated, being trained in the ways of world governance and the growth of the world government control apparatus. And I see y'all are wearing little worlds there. Do y'all care about the world?
Yeah.
Y'all are good people, aren't you?
Yeah.
Do y'all think the United Nations is helping?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it's a great way to make world peace.
A great way to make world peace. Mm-hmm. Because through global governance, we can knock out all the troublemakers.
Yes.
Is that what y'all been talking about?
Yeah, sort of. Yeah.
Well, that's great. I hope y'all have an enjoyable time.
Okay.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
What do you think about the United Nations?
It's cool.
Yeah, it's very good. I think
it's kind of fun.
It is really cool. It decides a whole lot of world issues.
Yeah, they make
World peace and stuff.
It's really exciting. Nifty.
Model United Nations just one more of the many committees. Helpless young people yielding themselves to the elite hands. I could tell them about the people that really control it, but they never understand it. It's this petty taste of power that gets them to believe that they're really doing something good when they're really working for something bad.